Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to another insightful episode of Talk to the Founder. I'm Akshita, your host, and today get ready to meet Mr. Arjav Modi. Arjav, welcome to the show, and it's a pleasure to have you here. How are you doing?
Thank you, Akshita. Thank you for inviting. I'm doing just great.
Right.
It's a good afternoon at Friday. So yeah, waiting for Friday to end. Then enjoy, do something new.
Right. Okay, well, this is something for my audiences. Guys, let me tell you that it's not just that I'm here to interview Arjav or something. I have actually gone to his through his profile. I've done a little bit of stalking also, and oh my god, with his achievements, I feel like okay, I know so less about this guy, and he has achieved this much, and I need to know more about him. But you know what? From whatever I've learned, I'm not going to spill the beans. I'd rather let him do the talking. So, Arav, now I'd like to request you. Could you please introduce yourself to our lovely viewers?
Oh, definitely. Thank you, Akshita.
Right.
It was great listening about myself. But okay. So basically, I was born and brought up in Surat, in Gujarat. I completed my education from there itself till my 12th. Then I went to IIT Kanpur for undergrad. I did my mechanical engineering from there. So yeah, I used to do a lot of different things during my college years. I got an interest in startups, art, writing, etc.
Right.
So I ended up at 12 after that. I was working as a program manager in creative solutions team. I worked there for around 9 months, and then I left the job to do my own startup, which was called People. We recently shut it down like 3 months ago. So I left Bangalore as well. I was working from Bangalore for like 2 years, and I
Right.
came to Delhi in April 2023, and I'm working as an entrepreneur in residence at Zoom.
All
So
right.
I think that's
Uh,
my
right. Ajay, you've this is not just about Viom. You've founded multiple other platforms as well and worked upon them like Mic Drop, Trail, and Tropple, as you were mentioning earlier. Like each one of these have created a significant impact in the industry. And what I'd really like to know is that how actually you started with all these things and from where the idea popped up in your head and like how it started and how you are actually continuing with your current endeavor.
so, so basically I'm coming from a very humble family, not a business, no business background at all. And startup was like startup जैसा कोई word सुना ही नहीं था. I didn't even hear about IIT and stuff till my 10th grade. So
Right.
that was there, but I studied okay. I got into IIT, and वहाँ पे जाके once you meet a lot of different kinds of people, and they have different backgrounds coming from very different socio-economical structure, families. So वहाँ पे जाके जब ideas collapse करते हैं, ideas meet करते हैं, I think that is a very beautiful thing. And I think that same thing happened to me. I got to know about the entrepreneurship cell in my college. It was like, chalo, something cool is
Mm.
happening. Startup ka wave, those are 16, 17 में it was going crazy. So I was like, chalo, let's try it. ठीक है. And I continued it for like 3 years. I became the head of media in my third year. Met a
Wow.
lot of interesting people, some founders as well. Used to invite them for, events, e-summit, a lot of different things that one of the things that I did in college was this. I used to organize events. I was also, as I mentioned, I was also into writing stories, poetry. So I used to organize those, open mics and, just gatherings and stuff like that. I used to create content as well sometimes. So I did a lot of different things, and I think वहीं पे वही चीज आ जाती है कि the freedom that you get, when you're doing your own thing. और जो
Right.
आपको ओनरशिप मिलती है by creating something of your own, working on a problem जो आपके लिए बहुत वैल्यूएबल है, जो आपके लिए बहुत पर्सनल है, राइट. I think that is something that I
Right.
loved about my college life, and that's why I joined the startup right after that, because uh, you get to meet a lot of different people, new people. and they all have their own problems. They all have their own perspective about problems. And I think वो चीज एक startup में possible होता है, and I'm really glad कि I got that opportunity to work at Trell. And वहीं से कहीं ना कहीं the journey of starting Drupal, Microbe, everything started.
Right. Well, that just sounds wonderful. I mean, being on so many platforms, working upon them, it's no small feat. Now, speaking of your journey, like there must have been various instances where you would have felt like, okay, अब नहीं, ये बहुत ज्यादा परेशान कर रहा है या कुछ कुछ ऐसा कुछ. Like, could you share some of the wildest experiences or some weird things that happened with you during this journey that made you question the kind of work that you were doing and like what am I even doing? I'm still in my 20s and like that kind of thing that just comes to your head, you know?
To be honest, see, मैंने अपनी लाइफ के डिसीजन ज्यादा सोच समझ के तो नहीं लिए है, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, बिकॉज़ आई एम स्टिल 23, बट आई हैवंट रिग्रेटेड एनी डिसीजन टिल नाउ, राइट? तो ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं हुआ है जहाँ पे मुझे लगा हो कि यार मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ, बट everyone has a personality, right? I have always been that shy introvert kid from my school, college, etc. So while I was working on Tupel last year, so once you're a founder, you need to be out there. In consumer business, अगर बना रहे हो तो बाहर जाना पड़ता है. You need to socialize. You need to meet people. You need to go to events. You need to pitch your ideas to everyone, like so partners, to customers, to other businesses and everything. वहाँ पे I think it was a bit uncomfortable starting with, how am I going to, get through this? कैसे बात करूँगा? How am I going to, onboard businesses on our platform? So वहाँ पे कहीं ना कहीं it was a bit difficult, but I think I have good friends, good people around me, and I'm really glad कि they always supported me. And उसकी वजह से कहीं ना कहीं वो डर चला गया, डर बोलो, anxiety बोलो, anything you
Right.
can call it. तो वो चला गया वो चीज़, and then it was very empowering journey. And yeah, I worked on Drupal for like 11 months, and then we realized, this is not something which is working right now, and would like to give it another try in the same market, but I need to, do some other work, learn more, understand more. I think that's why I left it and started a job.
All right. You know, I was relating so much with you when you were talking about being that quiet kid, just sitting on the bench and, you know, that hating to socialize with people, but still somehow going along with a career that
Yeah.
forces you and, you know, puts you on the front to actually indulge with
Hmm.
people. Now, it's actually very amazing to see how challenges they shape us and they push us to our limits. And talking about now, I'll come to something that recently took place, and it's regarding Viom, which managed to raise around 140 crores for expansion.
Yeah.
So, first of all, congratulations on achieving that milestone. And like, how does it feel to hit that milestone, and what's next in store for Viom? I'd really like to know about that.
I joined Fume around 4 months back.
All
So
right.
just like everyone else who is looking at Fume right now after news, I also saw, a very simple website just पे कुछ नहीं लिखा है. It was very tricky, right? कि if I want to join or not. But eventually, I realized in my whole journey, it's all about people, right? अगर सही टाइप के लोग सही जगह पे सही टाइम पे सही काम कर रहे हैं तो वो फिगर आउट हो जाती है चीजें, राइट? तो I was talking to the co-founder of Vio, during my interview. It was not even an interview. It was just like, let's talk, let's have this discussion, right?
Right.
And I really felt, very genuine people looking on a very genuine cause. It's a very unique model. So that's why I
Right.
decided, "Chalo, let's give it a try." And it's been almost 4 months now, and I'm really enjoying it. And about funding, so of course, मतलब startup की journey में funding is it's not a milestone, it's more of an enabler जहाँ पे the money will help us, grow eventually, grow our
Right.
team, grow our offices, make experience better for our customers and partners. So yeah,
Right. Well, that sounds like quite a journey. It's actually a bit much for me to take in at the moment, but I guess I'll get going with it. Now, you're not just an entrepreneur, but you're also someone with an impressive array of certifications and a heart for community work. Like I was, while stalking, I found this thing also that you've done some voluntary work in your previous endeavors as well. So, like, what I really want to know is that how do you manage that perfect balance between all these aspects of your life? Because I've seen most of the people that I've seen, they always crib about like I am not being able to create the balance. I'm always living on the edge, this and that. So, like, how exactly have you been dealing with it? How what exactly goes on in your head while you try to create a balance between all these things?
It's a difficult question, to be honest. I won't tell you कि मैं अभी balance कर पा रहा हूँ कि नहीं. That is something that I'm myself figuring it out. But see, it's more about, you look at people, you observe things around you, right? And then you
Right,
realize कि, life is all about experiences. अगर तुमने चीज़ experience नहीं करके और मर गए तो it doesn't make sense, right?
right,
So I decided very early in my 17 18 की एज पे कि नहीं करना है, बहुत सारी चीजें करनी है, जो नई चीज आसपास हो रही है, लेट्स प्लीज गिव इट अ ट्राई. एंड आई थिंक दैट इज समथिंग दैट आई बिलीव एवरीवन शुड फॉलो इन अ वे कि
right.
कुछ चीज आ रही है आपके अराउंड, कुछ नया इनिशिएटिव हो रहा है, इफ यू फाइंड समवन और समथिंग इंटरेस्टिंग, जस्ट ट्राई इट आउट वंस. Because life is not
Absolutely.
about making a choice, it's more about eliminating what you don't like. And you can only eliminate things if you try it out. So I
Right.
tried out a
Wise
lot of
words.
things. So yeah, I like some of them. I didn't like some of them. So startup is one of the things that I really liked, and I'm doing.
Right. Wise words for all of our viewers, I'd say, coming from young entrepreneurs who, really want to do something in life. Now, my next question to you would be, since you yourself are an new young entrepreneur, what advice would you like to give to aspiring entrepreneurs who are looking to make a new mark in this industry and people who barely come from, any kind of business background like you did? So what exactly would you like to tell them, like this is okay, this is how you can maybe start, and while maintaining the balance in the turbulent times, like what exactly would you like to tell them?
I think, see, again, I'm saying I'm very young to give advice and stuff.
Mm.
But the things that I think, अगर मेरे को पता होता, तो I would have made a better business. Things like that I can share. Yeah, see, there are a lot of things happening around the world, right? And
Right,
whenever someone is thinking about any idea, any problem, they start thinking about competition. जिंदगी में क्या हो रहा है, दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है, इस मार्केट में कौन क्या कर रहा है, right? But eventually,
right,
I realized it's not. You should not focus a lot on competition or what others are doing, right? It's your life, it's your business, because eventually your business is going to speak the same language that you are going to speak, right? So किसी और से इंस्पिरेशन लेने के बजाय जस्ट टॉक टू पीपल, टॉक टू कस्टमर्स. तुम्हारा जो इवेंचुअल कस्टमर है वही तुम्हें इनसाइट देगा, उसी की प्रॉब्लम तुम्हें सॉल्व करनी है, राइट? एवरीवन हैज वेरी डिफरेंट अप्रोच फॉर एनी प्रॉब्लम, राइट? पॉडकास्ट करने
right,
के बहुत सारे तरीके हो सकते हैं, बट यू चोज दिस, राइट? देयर वाज अ थिंकिंग आफ्टर दैट. तो वही चीज है कि डोंट कॉपी एनीवन. कॉपी करना है तो अच्छी चीजें करो, अच्छी हैबिट्स करो. डोंट कॉपी
right,
आइडियाज, डोंट कॉपी प्रॉब्लम्स. तुम उसी में अच्छा कर पाओगे इवेंचुअली, जो जिसके बारे में तुम एक्चुअली फील करते हो, जिसका तुम एक्चुअली वैल्यू करते हो लाइफ में. अदरवाइज यू गोइंग टू वर्क फॉर लाइक 2 3 months, कुछ समझ नहीं आएगा, you'll feel bad about yourself. You'll you'll start feeling कि मैं नहीं कर पाऊंगा and stuff like that, which is not at all the place जहाँ पे
right.
तुम रहना
Agreed.
चाहोगे while you are creating a business.
Right. Arjav, we've now that we've heard all about your entrepreneurial words and your incredible journey, like we have been listening to you all this while, and trust me on this, you have been giving me major doses of serotonin and just pushing me that with that rush of adrenaline, like okay, I have to do something in my life as well. Now let's get a little bit silly over here. If you were to start a quirky, off the wall business tomorrow, like what would it be, and what exactly would you name it? Like, let your imagination run wild. We are open to all sorts of things that you would recommend or are planning to do.
Not an imagination, to be honest. I, as I mentioned earlier as well, I'm really interested, dating or the couples wala space. It's something
Right,
that I feel is something जो किसी ने solve नहीं करा है. And I think वहाँ पे बहुत सारी value create करी जा सकती है. So I've 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 researched a lot about dating app, matchmaking apps, at least in India. Right? It's a very different game altogether in foreign countries, but in India, if you look at it, there are a lot of dating matchmaking platforms that are coming out, but eventually all of them are made in US or European countries. And
right,
when you look at the dating apps, most of the problems are faced by women only, right? A
totally.
platform like Bumble is trying to create a safe space for women, but I don't think it's serving its purpose, at least in India. I really want to get
Right,
into that, whole matchmaking wala space and how we can actually create a culture of conscious dating where people are actually not just swiping right and left and actually talking to people, understanding each other and taking that journey ahead in the real world. And I think the idea of people, experiences for couple is something that can complement that idea as well. I think that is conscious dating wala problem is something that is in my mind right now.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
things can
you will be helping a lot of singles with whatever you are planning to do.
definitely.
People who feel troubled with all these things. And now I'd like to thank you for bearing with me. I hope I didn't trouble you much.
Mm.
And all right, in today's session, we had the pleasure of delving into the candid and thrilling journey of Arjav Modi. From mic drop to topple, his ventures have disrupted industries, like quite literally. And with Vyom's remarkable success, fundraising success, and exciting plans for expansion, he continues to push forward the boundaries of entrepreneurship. Arjav, your passion combined with a keen eye for innovation it serves as an inspiration to many people out there, including me. And you'll be having another fan added up to your list. That would be me, obviously, along with some viewers who would be seeing you for the very first time on our platform. And yeah, I mean, thank you so much for sharing your inspiring journey and insights with us today. It's been an absolutely amazing session, and it was a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so
Thank you so much.
much.
Thank you so much for being a very kind host. Thank